Let's go. We're live.
We are live. Hello, hello, hello. We are back after a long time at Potential Sports Reviews. It has been quite long since we did a stream on our YouTube channel or we posted some content on our socials. It has really been a long time. I'll just go to cricket maybe. IPL we didn't cover anything, and obviously with club football, it is pretty much the same. So let's not go into that. But we are here for the World Cup. We are here for the biggest sporting spectacle um, this year and beyond. We have some interesting formats, predictions, and everything lined up for you. I'll let Varun introduce the panel and everyone else. But before this, I just want to set some context for our users who have joined in that we are representing or backing our favorite teams in this stream. So you might see that there are some prominent teams who we missed. For example, Spain, for example, and England, maybe everyone else. But the point of this stream is to discuss those teams as well. But then there's obviously us supporting our favorite teams, and that is the main essence of the World Cup, right? So apart from all the analysis and all the bullshit that we do, we will continue with the fandom that football primarily stands for. Varun, over to you.
As Tausif said, we missed a lot of club football. A lot of significant things have happened in the past 5 months. But alas, we move on to the biggest spectacle in the world, which is the World Cup. We are going to be discussing our favorite teams and why we think that they are going to win the entire tournament. Of course, you will see a lot of agendas agending today. You can see Arca is going to be supporting Netherlands because obviously Xavi Simons plays for Spurs. Sabi will obviously be glazing Bruno Fernandes because he's supporting Portugal today. Aditya, I don't need to. I don't think I need to say anything.
Uh,
I think Tausif is the only one who is actually supporting a team and not attending. So let's move on. Uh, Before that, let's talk about the World Cup in general. This is turning out to be quite a different World Cup than the previous ones. A lot of new rules, a lot of new format, breaks in between. It's obviously happening in the United States. There are concerns over it becoming a bit commercialized, a bit too commercialized actually. And yeah, this is get into it. What are your guys' thoughts on it happening in the US, by the way? Just briefly.
I'm just thankful that this is happening in the summer this time. Like last year, last time, like winter World Cup was very weird. I think we are back to normal now, and it's happening in the states. They call it soccer, and it's not really commercialized there. But I mean, chal theek hai, but it's not Qatar anymore. So that's a relief. That's my point of view. Like,
True, man.
I
And
mean,
at the same time,
it's not as if it's this is the first time they are doing it, right? It has been hosted in the US before. Uh,
yeah.
it just feels a bit different this time.
and definitely, man. So my sister lives in the US, and I was actually thinking, like, about a year ago, I was actually thinking of booking my tickets, going there and seeing the World Cup, but the prices are so exorbitantly high. Matlab, the least amount for any ticket for for like Jordan versus Austria, like the Group J match, that ticket was it was the worst seat in the Dallas Stadium. Worst seat, like at the top, you could not even see the ball or any players out there. And that ticket also was around kuch $500 to $1,000, man. That was the price. And you forget about the hotels and everything, and the interstate travel in US. Yeah, it's really bad. And Qatar, like, I really regret now not going to Qatar for the World Cup, man. I should have, because that was still, even though it was pricey obviously, but it was somewhat affordable. Matlab, if I would have spent like a lot of savings and everything, but I could have went and enjoyed World Cup there. But now going to the US, it's extremely like it's a huge nightmare, man. Matlab, I don't know how people are doing it. There are a lot of stories coming up where the Argentinian supporters, even though the average Argentinian supporter is not a very wealthy person, so people in Argentina sold their cars, sold their farmland to just come to the 2022 World Cup, win, watch their team win and everything. But now the joke is that like these people, even if they sell everything they have, even if they sell their kids, they would not be able to afford a single ticket or the trip to US. So yeah, so that's the thing,
It's
man.
true. I mean, the Club World Cup last summer was kind of a trailer to what this World Cup was going to be, right? The, the matches felt a bit off. The commentary was horrible. This time around, also, it's going to be US commentators in the commentary box. And it just, I don't know, man. I don't want to be apprehensive because it's the World Cup. I'm very happy about the fact that it's actually happening in
Also,
the summers.
also the stadiums
But
kind of feel awkward, no? Like
Yeah,
those stadiums
I
are.
was going to
I
say
saw a
that.
few videos where they were bouncing the balls and they were just not
Yeah,
bouncing at all.
yeah, because like if you look at Spurs ka last season, a large majority of their injuries are because of the retractable pitch, and every stadium in the US has a retractable pitch. So you're not going to get an even bounce, and a lot of these players are going to pick up serious injuries if they
Yeah.
don't manage that well.
Which again is also a problem. I mean, like, it has been aggravated because of the long format of club football. Also, there are a lot of teams that are suffering from injuries because so many games are happening. This time the World Cup, even in the World Cup, there are more teams. In the UCL, this time there were more teams. In league football, there were more matches to be played, even more cups to be played. So it just I don't know. I just hope that no one ends up injuring their ACL just because the ground was faulty.
I think apart from like the injuries and all, which is a serious problem, I think a large problem with this World Cup is it feels very manufactured to an extent. Like there are three countries hosting the World Cup. It's Mexico, Canada, and the US. But you only hear talk about the US because they have a large majority of games. Mexico mein there's one of the greatest stadiums ever built, the Azteca. And the final isn't being played there. Pele won his World Cup there. That's like a
Exactly.
stadium where legends are made.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they ignored that to go play in New Jersey. I mean, I understand appeasing like the main host nation, but at some point you have to kind of put that aside and go for what football as a sport means to the country that could have hosted the World Cup. Like if you host that in Mexico, you're getting so much more hype because the stadium is there, because it's a historic stadium, and football means that much more to the people of Mexico than it does to the people of the US.
I think Piyush is bringing up this point, which is fair, but like what we
I mean
mean
the
is like
hype. I mean the hype for the World Cup feels manufactured. Like
is is,
I
is
sent
manufactured, I
Varun.
think.
I sent Varun a post a few days back. Fox Sports added a celebrity chef to their World Cup coverage.
Wow.
I mean, listen,
Horrible.
that guy was in MasterChef and whatnot. He was a runner-up for MasterChef, which is great. But what the fuck does he know about football?
Oh my
What is he
God,
I
going
man.
to
told
do
him
on
PSR should have been on the panel instead of him, though. We should have at least given some insights into what is happening or what is going on.
Indians complaining about commercialization of the sport just feels so awkward. Even when Samir mentions about influencers ruining the sport, I don't know. I don't know. People will relate. People will relate. Some people will. At least the Indian audience here will. How we have destroyed some sports due to influencers and all that bullshit. But yeah, the main point for me, what Aditya said, that in terms of World Cup, I think one of the major reasons why the World Cup is traveling fans, and this time around with the prices skyrocketing, even in just in terms of the stadium prices, they're so it's tough for anyone to travel abroad. For Indians, I think the next best shot we have is the Saudi World Cup in 2034 because we have missed Qatar.
Yeah.
isn't
Uh,
there an England World Cup beach mein?
but
Uh,
England
but
World Cup. हम लोग का it will be
No, he
exactly.
said our best chances. No,
yeah.
and
No, I
and the
think
price of
that World
price
Cup
of
is
euro,
created
man.
Morocco and Portugal.
I think the one more major issue is not just the pricing; it's the visas. Like a lot of people are being denied entry into the country itself. Like I saw a couple days back, an Iranian striker was detained for 7 hours because they wouldn't let him get past security.
let him get this.
So it's starting to feel more and more like a World Cup that is going to be lacking a lot of hardcore fan following because of one of two reasons. One is which is they are priced out, and two is because they're getting rejected entry. They get denied entry to the country itself.
I mean, we had these concerns last time as well. I mean, there were a lot of human rights violation going on in Qatar as well. How it turned out to be was I mean, it was decent. It was a good World Cup, I guess. We can't be disturbed, but we have to talk about these things. And we can't discount these things out of the realm of
Yeah, I
reality
saw
because
I saw
these things are
someone
very
joke
real.
about I saw someone joke about it online the other day and say that despite all the human rights violations that we knew were prevalent in the Qatar World Cup, at least they put on a show. Like that final was an all-timer. It looks like the
Oh,
US can't even sports wash properly. They no matter what they try, the only things coming out of the World Cup are visa issues, pricing issues, heat issues, and everything else.
seriously, man.
And
And
let's
man,
hope
like,
that it turns out to be a
yeah,
fun cup.
and
Sorry, Rajat, you
definitely,
were
man.
saying.
No, no,
No,
man. I was just agreeing to your point, and I just saw a very interesting comment by Akash. So yeah,
yeah.
so there are no retractable these pitches at the 2026 World Cup. So what they're doing is they have a ton of NFL stadiums there. So what they would be doing is they would be like essentially retrofitting it with some hybrid like turf options, essentially. Essentially they will lay it out with some new grass, and yeah, it would be really bad for. I'm 100% sure there would be at least one ACL or two ACL injuries in this World Cup, man. It would be really
Guys,
bad.
hey, on this point, I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys think because of these pitches, which are not going to be very, up to the code, do you think smaller teams have a better chance of winning against bigger teams?
Yeah, but
I
and that's a great that's a great point, man. It could be because all of these bigger teams are used to playing at a certain place at a certain level. It's the same analogy if there's a badminton player out playing outside the street, right? And if there is a professional badminton player who's used to play indoors, if that guy like battles it out on their home turf, like in the outside, there would be chances that there can be some upsets. But yeah, but quality is quality at the end of the day, man. Matlab, uh, I don't see I shouldn't say this, but I don't see Jordan beating Argentina just because of a home turf problem. But but
I
I, but but yeah, I am no one to say this because but Saudi Arabia did beat them in the 2022 World Cup. So yeah,
Also, like most of the teams now play in a in a standard level. Like suppose Japan was supposed to practice in Mexico, and they were given the practice ground of Club Tigre. I think Club Tigre is something. They were like, so they were unhappy with the practice pitch, so they threatened to move to the USA for practice. But then the Mexican authorities came like, okay, okay, no, you don't go from our country. They gave the Monterrey Stadium to them for like the entire week practice. So I don't think that like that would like the smaller teams have an advantage because every like all the teams, even in the all the players, even in the smaller teams, they play in a particular standard, even if it's in Europe or USA. Like it's not Asian football we are talking about.
I don't think there's potential for upset as much. Like if we look into like last year's biggest upsets, they were all because of Bodo Glimt's artificial home turf. None of the pitches in the World Cup are artificial like that. They are all grass, but they're like staged together, and it's a bit of a weird thing. But it's not like it's astroturf. So I think as far as upsets go, it's going to be as normal as it would be in any other World Cup. But I do think a lot of these bigger teams per se, like these more established footballing nations, will maybe have issues getting into their game on the first match day. Like if you can imagine, like you've seen the bounce on these pitches, right? From that, I think एक Senegal का video था in Miami where they were noticing that the ball doesn't bounce as much. So if you think about someone like Argentina who's so dependent on keeping control of the ball, if the pitch doesn't roll that much, there's going to be like a 5-10 minute stretch where their passes aren't going as far as they want it to go. And like those 10 minutes, it could be really bleak for them. But as they adjust into the game, I think it becomes a lot more apparent to them that we have to adjust to it this way, and they'll get used to it. Like they are professionals for a reason.
Cool. We'll move into the segments. What do we have? We have our predictions. Every one of us, as we mentioned, are supporting teams. Varun, how do you want to take this forward? Do we go team by team? What are their thoughts? And then we'll go into the top four predictions and the dark horse, right?
Yeah. Varun, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll start with Brazil. Brazil Group C में, so we are going alphabetically. एंड हाँ मतलब यार बहुत दिन से सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ, बट जब से सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ तब से कुछ हो नहीं रहा है टीम का. सो pretty bad. I think people call me a glory hunter because of Real Madrid and Brazil. But ever since I started supporting Brazil, it has shat the bed since forever. So definitely not a glory hunter. In terms of what is happening with Brazil, obviously the major two things are Ancelotti coaching the team and Neymar being back. But surely don't know that how much will Neymar play. Obviously, Bobby looks ready for this World Cup. Yesterday, the goal, Rafinha's assist, looked in top form. But just in terms of Ancelotti, I'm looking forward if he is able to break that record, because I don't think any coach has won the World Cup apart from their home nation. So Ancelotti, maybe this time he's able to do something, but it's very tough. My original prediction for Brazil would be somewhere in the quarterfinals, because round of 16 and quarterfinals every time Brazil goes out. That would be my prediction. But then as a fan, obviously I want them to win the World Cup. Um, Neymar, want to see how much he plays in this World Cup. But definitely he's the most impactful player whenever he's on the pitch. Last time around also, that heart-shattering moment against Croatia where he scored, but then ultimately we weren't able to hold that lead. Um, so yeah, these memories, every World Cup, there's that one moment, there's that one match where we fuck it up, and then that feels like a big heartbreak. So,
Whoa, look what Samin is doing, man.
ठीक है. Every time it's that only.
But man,
So
Samin, to be fair, I think Brazil has redeemed themselves because of that World Cup win against Germany. Even though it was a tough match, but still. Sorry, not World Cup. I'm sorry, the Olympic gold that they won
Yeah,
against
yeah,
Germany.
yeah. The 2016 wala, yeah.
Yes.
तुम ओलंपिक्स को बीच में लाके, if you call that a redemption, it is
Yeah. No, bhai,
it
I think so. That was the only missing
people are not
piece from the
accepting.
cabinet of Brazil, man. Matlab, that was the only missing piece that they have never managed to win, and Neymar did that, so that had some significance. Obviously, it's not as significant as the World Cup, but still.
Yeah. But in terms of Brazil,
Yeah, just a fact for you, Tosif,
yeah,
very
yeah.
quickly. Do you know that the last time Brazil won the World Cup, Arsenal won the Premier League that year.
अरे यार ये सब parallels मत बोलो. East Bengal, East Bengal also won.
I think was Arsenal won it this
I
time
was just
also.
about to say that East Bengal also won that league that year.
Is this the year? No, it is not. Clearly not.
Also, there's this World Cup Group C thing that whichever team is in the Group C in a World Cup, they went on to win the World Cup finally. Like France was in Group C in 2018, Argentina was in Group C. Now Brazil is in Group C, so we never know.
So
Wow.
uska I'm not sure whether it will apply to this tournament because the groups are so many. So you
Ah,
don't
Ah,
know.
ah.
Arun asked me to prepare a dark horse and obviously which team I was going to support. But then choosing my own team as the dark horse was kind of very awkward. But it is what it is.
But no, you cannot make Brazil like it. Brazil can never be a dark horse, man. Matlab, they have won FIFA World Cup 5 times, man. Come on.
अबे इधर
Yeah,
हम सेनेगाल और हेटी ये सब तू ब्राजील डार्क हॉर्स लेगा भाई नॉट नो
अरे भाई
हाँ.
तो
आई एम सॉरी
recent सक्सेस देखो ना कुछ नहीं है. But ठीक है,
नहीं,
डार्क horse तो नहीं
but
बुलाऊंगा.
हाँ
But
भाई and
yeah, just in terms of the group, I think it's very important for Brazil to finish top of the group, which will ultimately be decided in that first match against Morocco.
yeah.
Uh, but just I was seeing what are the possibilities of them if they finish first and second. If they finish first, then round of 32 will might be against Korea, then Switzerland. Then again, there's a chance of playing Morocco. Semis में Netherlands, and then ultimately whoever is in the final, Portugal, France, Argentina, anyone. But if they finish second, then there's a high chance that directly into the round of 32 they play Netherlands, which which is going to be very interesting. So very important for Brazil to get that win against Morocco in the first game, high pressure game. Um, but yeah, what are your predictions for that first game?
Yeah,
Who
man.
will
Like just before this, man, I just found out a very interesting fact. Another omen, if you want to say. So the Brazilian team has not lifted the World Cup trophy since 2002, marking it an exact 24-year championship drought. And interestingly, the gap between their 1970 title, the Perez era title, and their 1994 title was also 24 years. So that legendary 1994 drought was broken on American soil as well. So I sincerely hope, man, they reach the final at least because I really want to see Neymar lift the trophy, man, get some kind of redemption. And yeah, so let's hope for the best. And yeah, Tausif, back to you. Sorry, you were talking. Let's now discuss like the situation of the Morocco versus Brazil game, right? So, man, it's really sad to see Militao, Rodrigo. I think Estevao is also injured. So all of these great players, man, from the squad absent, and Neymar is also injured. So I don't think he'll be available for the full 90 for even the second half of the group stage, right? I think that's the verdict, right? I think he has some knee injury, right? Some major knee issue right now. So yeah, man, it just seems very difficult to me how they'll manage under this
even there you
and
can draw a parallel between a broken knee and Ronaldo and Neymar also the
ah
parallels are too many.
Okay, so if Neymar shows up with that R9 haircut, we can mark Brazil
mm,
winning the World Cup for sure.
If
that would be
Neymar shows up
brilliant,
with that haircut, wallahi, football is solved. It's it's
like बकवास है जो इतने पैरेलल्स तुम लोग ड्रॉ कर रहे हो. रॉड्रिगो ने वो लास्ट वर्ल्ड कप में किया था याद है, रोनाल्डो को जाके एकदम touching his feet and all, and then we shat the bed
yes.
again. So please don't draw
so that's why
parallels.
it's ACL, no, this time around.
हाँ.
But Tausif is feeling bad, man. I
Now
think
we
he
will
thinks
move
that
to
we are
Inter.
jinxing his entire team.
I was going to say that, like in this stream, one thing that I am definitely afraid of is whatever I speak will either jinx it or will go against me in the latter stages of the tournament.
नहीं
So,
man, that's your Indian mindset. नहीं भाई, सब ऐसे नजर नजर वजर, let it be,
whomever.
man.
So I know that for a fact. But yeah, we can move to the next team. Varun, who's up next?
Next up is Arka. Let your agenda agenda, man.
So, yeah, so I'm known for supporting teams who never wins. So, so I'm supporting Netherlands this year, and I know that we're not gonna win for sure, but still, I'm gonna uh, force upon you guys my agenda. So, so this is probably the first time ever. I mean, 2022 may be an exception. That Netherlands has a better defense than their like forward players. Like throughout history, if you say there was Cry, Van Basten, Ruud Gullit, like okay, there was one Koeman or De Boer, but Netherlands was not like known for their defense, right? But this time, if you see that probably this is the best defense in the World Cup. If you have to analyze, like we have what we have Van Hecke, Van Dijk, Van de Ven, Dumfries, Hatto, Timber, and Verbruggen. Like this is these all of these players are like in the top form. I'll straight away go into my lineups.
My
Yeah,
chat is violating you.
is my screen visible?
When Dhananjay saying whose knee is more broken, Neymar or Varun Bhai? Ouch.
For context, these are my turf guys. I haven't played for the last 6 months.
So okay, so Koeman is back, and he'll for sure play with the 4-3-3. I'm taking this defense. If there's a back four, I'm taking Van Dijk, Van Hecke, Dumfries, and Van de Ven. Van de Ven will play as a left back for sure. I think as a left center back, it's either Van Hecke or Ake. But like due to the recent form, I think he will pick Van Hecke in front of Ake and Dumfries as a right back. But एक, one thing is that Dumfries is solid defensively, but I mean offensively he contributes, but I feel Timber is more effective than Dumfries in an offensive situation. But still, in a World Cup game, if you have to afford that for the sake of defensive compactness, I feel that uh, uh, he will go with Dumfries in the back four. Midfield, left center mid will be De Jong for sure. Reinders maybe center mid or uh, can also play as a CAM. Gravenberg can also play as a CM, but Gravenberg or Reinders or Gravenberg can probably switch positions. Like they are very versatile. But maybe DM and the main link up between offense and defense will be played by De Jong mostly. Depay is probably is very old now, but I think also he's in the best of his form. Like 2010s Depay and 2020s Depay is totally different, and he's been doing great. And all the World Cup qualifier goals, most of them were scored by Depay only. Now
And he has also broken Cruyff's and Van Basten's
yeah,
record.
yeah,
So
yeah. Can you like?
it's
Can
not
you even imagine like the Netherlands squad of Van Basten, Cruyff? That record has been broken by Memphis Depay. Can you
if
even
I
imagine? I have a
Seriously, man.
surprise pick in the front three. So there are options like Marlon, Noah Lang, but I feel that Somerville is in a very good form, and he played in the first half of the recent friendly against Algeria, and he was looking very good. So I picked Somerville. He was also good for West Ham this season, and left wing will be Gakpo. So Gakpo, I think, like also Depay can play as a left wing, and Gakpo can play as a striker. So I feel these two can interchange their position, but mostly I feel that this will be the lineup going ahead. So I will go to the fixtures. That's it. So we have in our group Japan, Sweden, Tunisia. And honestly, the only team I'm afraid of in this group is of Japan, from Japan. So Japan, I think, are clearly the dark horses, and they recently beat England, and like they're in a very good form, and it's a very well drilled team.
And they
Uh,
beat Brazil also, man, like 3-2.
they beat
Like
Brazil, they
that,
beat
that
Scotland also, like very
yeah, that crazy, crazy shit, man. Like
crazy.
all that anime power is coming into these guys, man. Some friendship voodoo that they do before every game. Amazing,
Japan,
man. Loved.
Japan is like, oh, that machine which was not working till these many years, and suddenly it has started
Yeah.
working. Like they have found the fine tune. And okay, so there is Japan, there is Sweden, and there is Tunisia. I think Sweden and Tunisia would be very easy. Sweden, I don't think they somehow qualified for the World Cup. I didn't think that Sweden deserved to qualify. First of all, they lost all their group matches, and they somehow managed to qualify. Tunisia is good, but still, I feel that we are better than them. So I've predicted the group as Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. So Netherlands, Japan, I'm hoping for a draw. I feel that Japan might get an edge. I mean, you never know with these guys, but I feel that somehow we can manage a draw. Sweden we can beat, Tunisia we can beat, and I'm hoping that we come up. Like we are the first position in our group. So in the second half, in the knockouts, we'll be facing. Okay, if everything goes well, we'll be facing Korea. There also, I am hoping for a Netherlands win. Then out of this, I've not been able to figure out this part of the group. But still, I feel like we are going to face Brazil in the quarterfinals. No, not Brazil.
No, man.
Okay,
Brazil is a different group. Yeah.
yeah. I think Spain.
Yeah.
Again, Norway or Ecuador, but mostly we are here also. I think we are going the real tough opponent we are going to face. I think we are going to face in the quarters and the semis also. So I think in the semis we are going to face Spain. I think that would be our first real test, because I think the path for Netherlands to go into the knockout stages and into the semis is very easy, I feel. And in if they try to, I mean, they manage to bottle from here, there is nothing to say. I mean, I've always supported generational bottlers in my uh, supporting life. I've supported East Bengal. I've supported
Yeah.
Tottenham Hotspur. I
Yeah.
actually like Netherlands is not even my team. Like I support Italy. Okay, Italy didn't even manage to qualify. So this is my second team. Okay, so uh, I'm keeping my hopes up. Like I really hope that the woman will finally find a way somehow. And honestly, this team looks to be well drilled. They look to like they are defensively organized, which was missing in the earlier years. Like in 2010, I remember like a defense was what it was Bruno Martins Indy, uh, Van der Wiel, and the offense was Snyder, Robin, Van Persie, then who is that? Who was that guy? Huntelaar. Like these were the guys in offense, and the defense was very poor. And Spain, like even though in the final they were able to hold Spain for like till the extra time, but uh, Spain eventually manage to like get ahead of that. But I feel that this time we are defensively more stronger, and I feel that okay, we can go ahead and win something. At least come third or reach the semis. I'm not hoping for a World Cup win, but I think we can go all the way. What do you guys think?
This is an
Okay,
interesting question for you, Arka.
who will
Who
be
do you
the
think is going to
MVP
be
for
the
Netherlands? Okay,
MVP?
I feel that I feel this is Memphis Depay is here. I feel that I think I told Varun, I was telling Varun the other day that it's this time either the top scorer will be Kane or Memphis Depay. So if Netherlands goes all the way like to the semis, like I think Memphis Depay has to play like he has to play a big role.
Your fellow Spurs supporter is not happy you didn't pick Simmons, guys. If Simmons is injured, he's
Simons. Okay, let's go through the players which are not picked. I feel that okay, Simons was not picked. Scooten was not picked. Uh, Frimpong was not picked. So I was going through the friendlies which Netherlands played uh, this year and also the World Cup qualifiers. Koeman never played Frimpong as a left back or as a right back. He was always playing him in the wings, so he never considered
wings.
him in the defensive positions. So I feel okay, the omission like he was injured first of all. He was injured and out of form this year, but still he's a very good player. But choosing Timber and Hato over Frimpong makes total sense now. Like and
I
also yeah.
But with the way their seasons have gone on, Frimpong has not done good at all, at all.
Yeah, it's
And
not just that. I think Frimpong's best position is kind of like a Dumfries role where he plays as a wing back with
yeah,
more
the wing back.
offensive duties.
Correct.
Yeah, so more offensive duties than defensive duties. And I
Yeah.
think given Van Dijk's age and the general strength of the defense, I don't think adding Frimpong to the squad would have changed much defensively,
Hmm.
but keeping an attacker like Dumfries off the field while Frimpong plays would have affected the offense a lot more in a negative way. So I think to make the choice to let Dumfries play because he has quietly been like one of the top players at his position in the last few years. So I
Yeah.
think that main reason was to let Dumfries get his game off, which is not something Frimpong can do as well.
Also the teams which we are going to face, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia, maybe Korea in the round of 16. These are all very like they will play low blocks, and they are very like like set piece kind like they will try to play try to score goals in set pieces. So there I feel that addition of Dumfries is a huge advantage because of his height.
Aerial
And
advantage is
also
there with
area
Dumfries.
advantage is there. Also Dumfries has like he can run also. I mean, in offensive transitions also he can go through the flanks and just cross the ball, which
And he's also a set piece taker. So
he's
like
also set piece.
because of low blocks, you'll need set pieces to try and break them down, which
Hmm.
Dumfries does a lot
Correct,
better than Frimpong.
correct. I think yeah, I think I will be supporting obviously uh, my two favorite players in this team. That is Van de Ven and Van Heijken for my team. So I feel that at least even though my MVP, my choice of MVP would be Memphis, but still I want Van de Ven and Van Heijken to do good. Also, some
Just for a
other
second, if
players,
I can insert my city agenda here, I
yeah.
think Reinders is going to have a really good tournament this season.
Reinders. I think Reinders is very important because if Simons is injured, I think no one is going to fill that gap for CAM right now. Okay. So
Yeah,
Reinders is going to play a huge role. Also, I think in the comments someone mentioned that Berghuis is not included in the squad. I think he's old, and I feel that Malen, Somerville, Lang are better players than Berghuis in the current form.
Yeah, I think Malin had a sensational second half of the season. He went to
Yeah, yeah,
Roma in Jan and
Yeah.
scored like 15, 16 goals or something like that in the second half itself. So I think on
correct.
form itself, he deserves to be there a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah. So also Divray is also injured. So yeah, Divray is an uncle anyway. I mean, how many World Cups will he play? I mean, he's been playing since 2010, I think. I think the defense is already structured. No need of Divray. Uh, Martin Derhun is back. He's also an uncle, but he provides the experience which I feel a little bit lacking in the midfield. I mean, I feel Gravenberg can sometimes be a little bit of audit. Frankie, Frankie obviously is going to be the main orchestrator in the midfield. Reindeer's top, but sometimes like if the situation goes out of hand, you can put in Martin de Roon and control the situation. So yeah, that's my take,
Did
guys.
did Delic make it to the squad?
No, Delit is also injured. Delit is also injured. I mean, see, that's the like the beauty of this defense. So many defenders are injured, but still the defense looks strong. I mean, the replacement of Van Hecke is what? It is Ake. There is, I mean, who all are there in defense? Okay,
I think
Timber,
I
Hato,
think
Ake.
Van Hecke's replacement should be Van der Ven because Ake's played left back before.
No,
Ake was
in
a
the
proficient
recent,
left back
yeah,
at
yeah.
Bournemouth before City bought him. So I think if experimentation is required, he might go with Ake at left back.
Yeah, Van de Ven and Van Hecke can probably replace their position. But I feel that Van de Ven is going to play left back because he has been, like, Kuman has been playing in left back for the last few friendlies and the World Cup qualifiers.
And he has the
Also,
pace for it.
yeah, and he has the pace for it. Also, Coop Miners is out of form, but still, I mean, we all remember the trickery he did against Argentina last World Cup. Remember that, uh, like, pass he made to Vergost for that goal.
Yeah,
Also,
man, no.
also, Wout
Fuck.
Vergas is back
Yeah,
for
that
the
Of
magic
course,
moments. I
of
feel that,
course
Yep,
he's back. Of
of
course he's
course,
back.
Uncle
exactly,
is
man.
back, and I feel that uh, uh, he'll come like mostly not he'll not start, but in the knockout matches, I mean
He's
after
he's a
85
definite
minutes,
definite X factor.
yeah, from like if some in 90 plus 3 minutes, if Van der Ven makes a cross from the left flank, and we need a
Weghorst is the basic. Weghorst is basically the cross and inshallah option.
yeah, true, true. He's the
Fuck,
juju
man.
player.
Fuck, man. Just got some tragic flashbacks from that, some PTSD from that match, man. That was such a great quarterfinal, bro. Matlab, it was so intense. The Argentina Netherlands match. Oh my god. And that last man free kick right outside the box, like sliding it below the players and two Burgos. That was insane. But I thought that Argentina has lost it. Like it's done.
And then
But yeah,
Netherlands
but
bottled. Like
exactly. Virgil van Dijk, man. Virgil van Dijk missed his pen, and who else? I think I remember Virgil van Dijk, and I
Van Dijk
I think
almost killed Paredes.
yes,
That
it
was
was
some epic
crazy.
match.
Same
One
man.
of my favorite fights from the recent World Cups. The
Uh,
whole squad, both benches cleared, everyone pushed in
Seriously,
each
man.
other's faces.
But
So fun to watch.
there were like some 13 or 14 yellow cards that were given throughout the match. It was insane. It was the first time I'm seeing all of that.
Yeah, I think most of them came like after the whistle before pens, where
Yeah.
people were just fighting each other on the pitch. There were just cards being given to everyone.
By Messi celebrating his penalty in front of Come. Sorry, it was
then
in
saying
front.
Kemira Bobo in in
Kevin,
the
yeah, in the post-match interviews, and fuck man, that was brilliant.
But I love
okay
how
guys.
Aditya is saying all of this, but he would have gone the opposite direction if Argentina lost that match. But just an
True.
Argentine supporter, absolute cinema. Yes, there was she.
Oh,
Argentinian
definitely.
fans.
Okay, shall we move on to the next team?
Yeah,
I
Is
think
it?
it's
yeah,
time to
yeah.
move on. It is
It's
it is I.
it's Varun, France.
Uh,
Let's go.
I was going to pick a non-traditional team, but then I was like, fuck it, let's just support the statistics. So I've gone with France, which I think, and most people think is the most likely contender to win the entire thing, which they have been for the past three editions of the World Cup now. So they just let me share the screen. Yeah. So if we look at the squad, right, and how they have lined up in the friendlies and all, I think despite Thuram playing a lot of games in the friendlies, this is what the lineup is mostly going to look like. Obviously, I mean, it depends on what the how the players actually perform in the tournament. Cherki is going to be one of the people that is going to be used instead of Olise and Dembele, maybe interchangeably. So let's see what goes on there. But
Varun,
starting with
I'm sorry to
sorry,
interrupt you. I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
yeah,
Holy shit, what an attack. I can't believe that
we'll get
much
to it.
talent
Too
depth
high.
is there. Like, just
We'll get
look
to it.
at
I'll get
that.
to it.
It is insane.
So first, let's start with the keeping department. Mike Magnan, I think, is top five goalkeepers in the world at this moment. I don't know why or how he has not moved to either the Premier League. I think it's a saturation of really good keepers in the Prem. But he's a great keeper. Moving on to the defense, I think France is the fourth least goals conceded team during the qualifiers, which says a lot about the quality of the defense. Even the four starters, you have Kunde, Saliba, Upamecano, and Digne. Digne has had a great season with Aston Villa. He had 6 assists while being the heartbeat of the team alongside McGinn. You have Upamecano, who I think has been the most underrated defender this past year. Saliba, he obviously won the Premier League title with Arsenal, went to the Champions League. They had a great defensive run as well, thanks to Saliba and Gabriel. More in part to Saliba, I think. He's defensively a bit more solid than Gabriel. Kunde has been decent for Barca. I think
Still miss the pen,
Kunde
man.
is
Fuck, I'm just so
sorry.
happy. I'm sorry. Cause nothing, man. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, when you mentioned Saliba, I just like the first thing that came to my mind was the missed pen, man. But yeah, go on. I just had
Yeah,
to mention it
that
out
was
there.
Gabriel, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. That
Uh,
was Gabriel.
well,
Oh fuck. Shit. I'm sorry. Please go on. Yeah.
but talking about Saliba, one interesting fact that a lot of people who might support or have been supporting France might realize is that just like Saliba, another player, I don't remember his name in the past. I think it was Umtiti. I think it was Umtiti. He had decided to delay his surgery to get it done after the World Cup, which is literally
Yeah.
the same thing that Saliba is going to be doing. This time, I hope that his career is not put into jeopardy because of the decision he's taking. If you talk about the replacements that might come in for him, we have Lucas Hernandez from PSG. He has been doing decent. Konate, who has been slipping up for the past few performances, hasn't been great at Liverpool, but he does show some quality sometimes when he plays for France. So if Saliba gets into an injury, it could be a department of concern for France. Maybe they play, Lucas Hernandez in the middle, and for more stability, they can play Theo on the left instead of Digne if they want more defensive stability within the team. Moving on to the weakest department in this team, I don't even like saying the weakest because they have great players here, is the midfield. Now, if you look at the midfield, I think Rabiot and Chouamini are going to be the ones starting the team. I think they give the sort of transition that this insane attack that I'll get to wants, because I feel like Rabiot and Chouamini, the only job they will be doing is taking the ball from the defense and just giving it to the attack. That is all that Rabiot and Chouamini are going to be doing. Take the ball from the back, get it to the attack. That is all they have to do. Now, coming to the piece de resistance. the attack. I think this is the most stacked attack that any team has gotten to the World Cup in the history of this tournament. I think if let to start with things, we have Marcus Thuram, who has been very, very good for Inter for the past 2 or 3 years. Deschamps has made a lot of press conferences where he has said that he prefers playing Thuram, but I think for the past season, the way other players have been playing, I think Thuram gets left out. Then we get to the big names, the really big names. Desiree Doué, Michael Olise, Ousmane Dembele, Kylian Mbappe, Ryan Cherky, Aklucho, Barcola, Mateta. Now, if you haven't noticed, even if three of these attackers would be in any of the team, they would automatically become favorites for the quarters at the very least. You, you have the previous Ballon d'Or winner, arguably the best striker in the world right now. You have Mateta, who has just won the Conference League with Crystal Palace and had decent numbers throughout the tournament. Desiree Doué, who has been playing out of his mind, just won the second Champions League with Paris. Michael Olise, who has been an output machine for Bayern Munich. He has obviously played on the left wing for the right on the right wing for Bayern, but I think he's going to be playing on the number 10 position. Now, I don't even know. I don't have words for this attack. I really don't. I feel like if any team in this tournament manages to limit France to one goal, is going to be an achievement for a lot of teams. I don't think you can keep this team from scoring. If you want to win against this team, I think the most likely way to win would be to just counter attack and just get your own goals. Even that is going to be difficult because Saliba and Upamecano, probably the best defenders in the world, are going to be playing for the team. So yeah, that is the team. If you look at the brackets, this is largely my prediction for how the brackets are going to be playing out. France, I think, will top their group because even though they have a tough group, but it's not going to be tough for them. Senegal and Norway is a toss-up between either of them. Either of them could be, qualifying out of the group. But I think Senegal has a better chance of doing it. So after groups, I think in the round 32, and as soon as knockouts start, France might play Sweden because I don't think Sweden finishes first or second. I think they're going to be third. Uh, Talking about Germany versus France, Germany is on the decline. I'm not sure how well they are going to be performing in this tournament. Might be that they have some miracle, or they have some matches that are out of the ordinary, but I don't think they have enough to beat France. Talking about the next favorable matchup in our favor is Netherlands. Now, Arka has given some decent points on why Netherlands' defense is good, but I don't think even Netherlands' defense is good enough to like stop this France attack. This is a stacked attack. I I don't feel like they will have any problem scoring 2-3 past Van Dijk. All Van Dijk can do is probably twerk. Um, then France and Spain. This is going to be the
Also,
semifinals
you can step in
between France and
anytime.
Spain is very likely. Sorry.
Orko, you can step in anytime you want. Like this
Yeah, yeah.
bank, if you
Nah, nah,
like.
I just wanted to say that this France team, I low-key feel is going to be a total disaster. I mean, on paper they look good, but I want Varun to finish his points. I will add on later.
I get that. And that is the biggest concern I have in my mind with regards to France is Mbappe. I'm not sure how. I mean, like there are certain you know events that have happened in the past few weeks. One noticeable one was Mbappe asking for the captain's band before he came on from Kante. Kante did not really seem very happy about that. Kante, obviously a veteran in the team, but at this point, I don't think being a veteran in this team means anything to Mbappe. I think every attack will end up with him being in front of the goal. It's all about how he can, blend into the number 9 role instead of drifting left. because we again this same problem that Madrid has while attacking could be the problem that France has because there are too many players who prefer the left. You have Doué, you have Barcola, you have Mbappe. These players, drift to the left. So this is something that is going to be a bit challenging for them. But I think on the right also they have decent players like Olise and Dembele that can basically bring balance to the squad. Uh, France and Spain is going to be a box office match, and I think France will just edge it. Even though Spain has a brilliant, brilliant team, I think one of the favorites to win the tournament. I think France just edges it because of just the superior quality in attacking. And I think I have predicted it again. This time it's going to be France and Argentina again. And yeah, let's see. I think with the brackets, it seems like France has easy matchups.
No, I'm just going to add something to the Mbappe point, being a Madrid fan. I think it's very different when Mbappe plays for Madrid and he has only played for 2 seasons. Also consider that. For France, he's always been that player who wants to carry the team in the most unexpected situations. And the team believes in him to do that, which is very important. Uh, for Madrid, there was a clear indication that even in the toughest of moments, all the players believe that they can turn the match around. Instead, for France, they look up to Mbappe or give the ball to him to do those things. Like even in the final last time, you saw Mbappe scoring those 2 goals, but then for Colomboan, he wasn't able to convert that chance, which ultimately maybe costed them the World Cup. So yeah, but with that said, the recent captaincy issues are certainly a thing which can't be overlooked. But then again, I feel like Deschamps, being the manager in the past, also he is well equipped to handle these situations. And in the World Cup, like winning the World Cup, then making it to the final, breaking that group stage curse also. France have everything to go on and prove why they have the best team in this World Cup.
And also, one more thing, uh, I think Mbappe responds very well to Deschamps. And partly the reason why is because he's been there for like 12 years. He's been there for 12 years. Mbappe won his first World Cup with Deschamps. So it's not as if I'm pretty sure Mbappe at this point knows that this manager can win and he has that kind of respect. And I think the reason why some of the managers at Madrid could not succeed was because Mbappe just did not, respect the managers. And whereas this is something which is different.
So with Mbappe also, there's the fact that he should realize by now that this is the most important World Cup for him in terms of building an identity of his own as a great. So if he and Deschamps is probably the first person that he can go to rely on. Um, and yeah, just the fact that he knows the pressure, everyone is looking up to him whether he'll deliver. And with everything happening in Madrid, his equation with the coaches, this is the only opportunity that he has to prove his haters wrong.
I have a question for Mr. France. Do you think Mbappe feels any pressure of both becoming France's all-time goal scorer in this World Cup and to take the World Cup goal scoring record outright? Because he has 52, I think, for France. Giroud has 57, and he has 12 in the World Cup, and Closer has 16, and he can very easily overtake him this World Cup because he scored 6 in his last 2 World Cups. Do you think that comes
I
into
talked about
France's
this with
overall
Arka
performance?
on few days ago, and I told him that my prediction for the tournament is that he's going to break the record for the most goals in the tournament. I have multiple reasons for that. The first one is that they are the delivery that he's going to get is going to be top quality. The attacking side or the midfielders or the attackers responsible for getting the ball into the box are top notch. Olise has more than 16 assists this season.
He
Cherki
has the
has
most
more than 10
assists in
assists this
Europe.
season in the Premier League. In
Olise has
Europe,
the most
yes.
assists in Europe.
Cherki is
Yeah,
not very behind that. Cherki is, I think, fourth or fifth all time all around leader. So I don't think it's going to be an issue of him getting not getting enough delivery. He's going to get a lot of delivery. Another thing is that this World Cup is not like the previous World Cups. There are going to be more matches against oppositions which are very weak. So there are going to be matches where Mbappe might just score a hat trick or he might just score a brace. If that guy has a dog in him to score a hat trick in the World Cup final, I'm pretty sure he can score a hat trick in the group stage, dude. So yeah, I do think he's going to break closest record and in the process also take Giroud's record. But I don't think that is the pressure that is in his mind. I think
yeah. I mean, this is
more
like
than
his third
anything,
World Cup.
yeah.
He can get to the World Cup record
And
pretty
third World Cup
easily.
where he has won the first one. The second he has been to the finals. And this
Exactly.
time around, if he wins it, I am I am not doubtful that we can say after this that he is probably the greatest World Cup player after Pele.
He's he reaches Pele conversations if he doesn't.
He does reach those conversations again, club football aside. If he
Neither
does
am
that,
I.
he gets to that upper echelon. So I think that is more on his brain. I'm pretty sure he's very desperate to win this tournament, especially after such a trophy drought for the past 2 seasons with Madrid. So yeah, he's going to be coming with a vengeance.
Did you guys see the France football team photo with the president?
Yeah,
Mbappe was standing in front of them.
when
Then
he's
So
Turkey
not
was
he's not
just like,
he is the
I'll be
president.
honest.
Hold
I
on.
didn't pay attention to Mbappe. I was looking at Cherki a lot more and whatever he was doing
yeah.
over there.
He
Mbappe is
clarified it.
not
He
beating
clarified.
the.
Everyone thought that it was like a nature's call or whatever, but it was just he said it was out of respect for the minister standing behind him.
But man, Mbappe is not beating
Cherki's
the
for
dictator
sure on the spectrum, man.
allegations, man. Seriously.
I saw a video where Deschamps was like standing here and all the ministers there were standing in front of him, right? And as soon as Mbappe comes, Deschamps just takes a step back like this.
I saw a video where he goes for a
What?
handshake with Macron and pulls him close.
Pull him
Like
closer.
he
Yeah,
pulls
yeah.
him in.
Stands in front of Macron.
चल मैं ही हूँ असली president 2000.
I do partly
Let's
blame
move on
Macron
from
for all
France.
of this. Wait. I do partly blame Macron for all of this because he made extreme pitches to make Mbappe stay at PSG when Real wanted him. He offered him a lot. And I do think he's partly to blame for all the dictatorship allegations that Mbappe gets.
Like, I get the whole dictator allegations and shit, but if I won my first World Cup at 18 and scored a hat trick in the final of the next one against Messi, I would be a lot worse. I would let it get to my head 100%.
Fuck, man. Man, I just want to understand, man, how Pele was in his prime, man. Like after winning 3 consecutive World Cup, he must be on some god level
पहले
shit. He
की
must
बात
be
है
the
भाई.
god. He must be the god of Brazil, right? Matlab, they used to. I think everything in the country must be free for him or something like. I don't know, man.
I can imagine Pele walking around like some sort of Ronaldo Mbappe hybrid. You know, like that amount of stature that people just stop and stare, and that amount of ego that you think, yeah, this shit belongs to me. I did this, and just walk around like that, like he owns the place.
I can't even imagine was वो बहुत पहले की बात है.
Just like Messi, like owns Kolkata and maybe Bangladesh also.
Anyway, let's move on from
Yeah, man.
France. Uh,
Is it Varun?
Aditya,
Just one more thing I saw in his knockout fixtures. Varun very suspiciously put Senegal ahead of England, and I'm absolutely for that. I absolutely love it. Senegal beating England. Fuck, man. I just sincerely
let me
hope
just
something.
pull it up right?
Yeah.
Really quick way.
I sincerely hope
I'm
that happens.
100% sure that Senegal beats England. Even here, I'm not sure whether England might get past Norway. I think Norway has a decent team, but yeah, if
In
England gets to
England,
this
Norway,
stage where they
England,
face
Norway
Senegal,
depends. England versus Norway depends entirely on whether Odegaard decides to be an attacking player or whether he wants to, hair flick and pass back. Because he has it in him to do both. And when he hair flicks and passes back,
it basically
he's
depends upon whether he which mood he is in. Is it the usual LBDF, the usual looking busy doing fuck all, or will he actually make passes? So that's
You know,
but
that's the
even
best
Norway,
description,
dude,
man.
there are 6 feet 4 5 inches. I think what Sorlot's height is. If a
Sorloth is 6'5" and
almost seven
Haaland is
foot
6'4".
man
Yeah.
is running to you on the wings, it's pretty fucking scary, dude. It's
I can,
very
I can,
scary. I
I'm
think
trying to
Lewis Hall is
imagine.
going to be playing for England. Can you imagine Lewis Hall playing
Lewis,
against
I
Sorloth?
don't, I think it will be Nico O'Reilly playing left back. I'm just trying to imagine that physical matchup. Sorloth at right wing versus Nico O'Reilly at left back.
Well, let's move on from France now. I think enough France
Yeah,
glazing.
सही में भाई. Enough glazing for an entire evening. Now let's move on to Argentina, the reigning champions. Is that the right order, Varun? Or
Yes, yes,
or
yes.
is it okay? That's okay, man. Okay, let the Messi glazing begin. Just want to share. I'm a huge Messi fan, and I've always been. And yeah, man, I'm really excited about the team, excited about the management, and like it like there has always been a curse of a team going back to back, right? So the last time a team did it was some in 1930s. I think Italy did it. They did it in I think 19 yeah I think it was in the 1930s that they did it consecutively, and I think after that no other team has been able to do it one after the other. So yeah, I'm really hopeful and really excited for the team, and yeah, even though the core of the team is very aging at the time, like yeah, if you look at this Rodrigo de Paul, Messi, if you're thinking about Otamendi, Tagliafico, so sorry, even Emiliano Martinez, he's not that young anymore, but let's see. I sincerely hope that they do a lot of great things in the in the thing. And yeah, sorry, Samin pointed out, I'm sorry, Brazil did a back to back in 58 and 62. Sorry, so yeah, so they did that. But yeah, if I talk about a manager doing a back to back, I think that was for Italy. So Italy's manager, just let me do a quick search. Yeah, it was Vittorio Pozzo that did a back to back. So Scaloni must be also hoping for something similar, and I sincerely hope that he do manages to get that. And yeah, so essentially, like I am imagining Argentina running like a 4-3-3 liquid, as they always have. So a liquid formation where they are essentially shifting from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1 to like a 4-1-4-1, depending on the phase of the play. And essentially it's very beautiful, how Messi is used in all of this system. So like Messi operates in a very protective zone between the lines. Not He's not a traditional winger in the team, because obviously he's not of that age now. And the system is essentially redesigned to just extend his functionality, how we can use the best parts of Messi, like, and basically how we can extend his shelf life deep into the knockout. Because I think Messi does not have what it takes to give in all the 90 minutes at the best capacity with the high pressing that Scaloni wants to run in his team. So yeah, so he essentially he wants Messi to drift centrally, get in behind while Molina attacks down the right for him. So yeah, so that is something that I definitely imagine the team doing. And man, it's going to be insane. I recently put down my resignation, man. So I'm like this entire month I'm just all in on the World Cup. I'm going to watch every single match. And yeah, just to let everyone know, I did not put down my resignation for the World Cup, but I can also should have done that. But yeah, but let and yeah, if I talk about the Commonwealth, like if I talk about the qualifying matches for Argentina, flawless performing in the qualifying stages, right? So they topped the South American Commonwealth qualifying table. They only had 10 goals conceded in it across 18 matches. They beat Brazil both home and away. Matlab, so it was a huge statement on how they are playing. And yeah, and I'm seriously hoping for a great World Cup. And I really wanted Finazissima to happen so that this trophy could be essentially the potential 50th trophy of Messi's career. But now if he reaches the final and wins it, then it would be the 49th. But yeah, man, it's amazing. And like before getting into the lineup, I just had this. I was just looking at the team lineup and how everything looks at. So just let me present my screen. Yeah. So before that, I just was looking at this. What do we call? So the potential injuries that the team is facing, and it's a lot. There are a lot of issues there. So essentially, we have like Baraldi has been ruled out, so he's a good centre back. I think he had a decent stint at Marseille. So he has this calf muscle injury. He's ruled out, and instead of him, we would have Otamendi coming up. So that should be a good player. But at the same time, Otamendi is very old now. So I think he's also in on his last legs. And then there are some other high concerns. So Martinez, even though he did play with a broken finger for Aston Villa, so he would still be in the goal. But yeah, his I hope his injury is not that serious. So he has this small fracture in the right, I think in his right ring finger. So yeah, so that's something problematic. But he has obviously made his stance very clear that he does not care even if his like entire right hand breaks out, he'd still play and he'd still try to do his best. So that is crazy. And yeah, and there was another slight injury scare from Lionel Messi as well. So his left hamstring had fatigued, and I think he's being monitored closely. But they're saying that he would not be able to play the friendlies. I think he did play some minutes there, but yeah, he's also being closely monitored. And then there's Montiel, the guy who scored the winning penalty for Argentina. And yeah, and they said there are some issues with him. He also had a good stint at River Plate the last season. And then Paredes is also being closely monitored for an injury. And Paredes is a great midfielder playing in Argentina. He knows what it means to represent Argentina like any other player. And then also Molina, the guy we have all seen scoring insane long shot goals for Atletico Madrid, and I hope he does the same for Argentina as well. So he is also he has a tear in his right hamstring. So yeah, so I hope he gets better. And then yeah, I think Christian
Adi,
Romero, I'm
just
very
one
happy.
small
Yeah,
question.
yeah, sure, man.
Do you think with all these midfielders missing out, Nico Paz gets more playing time?
Oh, definitely, man. That is what I'm hoping for. So Nico's yeah, man. I'm sincerely hoping that Nico plays either in place of like McAllister as a creative midfielder. And like essentially, I don't see him playing the entire. I don't see him starting any matches, but he can come in as a super sub and get some more time because you need Rodrigo De Paul in your midfield to have that like a defensive presence in the midfield where you are translating the game very well from the defense to the attack, getting the ball into the third and everything. And also Enzo Fernandez had a somewhat decent season in the game. So he might be coming on for McAllister in some of the matches, but I think the midfield is a little sorted. I won't say that they are very. There might not be a lot of chances for him to show up, but yeah, he would be. Was anyone concerned that Madrid was fake? What does that mean?
No, you don't need to care about that.
Ah,
There's a separate context chat going on in the comment.
Wow.
there are
Okay. Okay.
stories
I'm
going
sorry.
on in the comments. I'm really
Oh
happy
fuck.
with the engagement this time.
That is a
Wow.
chapter in itself.
Acha,
Shit. Shit.
what do
Okay.
you think? What do you think about the inclusion of Lo Celso after all this time? Right?
Wow.
Bit
Man.
of a surprise,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, it was definitely a surprise, and I had no idea what he's doing in the team. Matlab, sorry, like which team he was in and what he's doing and how he's playing. I had to go and look back, and yeah, and still I don't know why Scaloni picked him. I actually do not understand like what he brings to the team very differently, right? So if I put him, let's say, if I try to put Lo Celso in place of McAllister, right? I think where would he play the best? I think if I'm not wrong, how do I do
I
this?
I think he's a
Yeah,
attacking mid. I mean, he won't be a
yeah,
holding midfielder. He he
yeah.
he he does well in transitions.
Exactly. So he must be playing in place of then Rodrigo De Paul. So yeah, so I since I did not get a lot of chance to watch a lot of Real Betis games this season, but yeah, apparently Real Betis is in the Champions League again, and people are saying that it's all lot because of Lo Celso and what Anthony did for the team. So yeah, it looks good for him, and I'm very happy for Lo Celso coming back. And yeah, let's hope that he gets the minutes between all of these
I
players.
mean,
And
I had to mention Lo Celso because Spurs represent. Also, last time Lo
yeah.
Celso missed a World Cup due to an injury at the last moment. So I think Scaloni was like, "Acha, tu aaja is bar."
That's the most Spurs thing to ever happen to him.
True.
Sure, man. And yeah, and yeah, going back, man, I'm really happy that Christian Romero is cleared, like another Spurs player. And Christian Romero, he had this high grade partial this collateral ligament problem, right? Some medial collateral ligament tear in his right knee, and he is cleared. He has returned to the full team training outside. I'm really happy that Christian Romero is back. He's essential in this high pressing defensive line of Scaloni, and I sincerely hope like all of these players can bring their A game, because again, man, because if I look at the back line here, I feel like the back line is decent enough, and they have a lot of potential. So let's go by like player to player. If I talk about Molina has explosive pace, and he has this great La Liga experience where he has been the main defender, like the main defending, like the main, so the like one of the most like valuable players in that defending line, and he's a dynamic box to box right back. Uh, like right back, and he can like he's the perfect right back for Scaloni's system in my defense. He is a player who can defend solidly. He can immediately become an attacking weapon if he wants to. And under Diego Simeone, he has developed a discipline to execute in essentially both the phases at the highest level, even be it attacking or defensive. So yeah, he's critical for the operation here. And if I go to like Cuti Romero, and like amazing, like Romero is the defensive identity of this Argentina team, in my opinion. And Scaloni has built the entire defensive structure around his aggression, reading the game, and the ability to set tone and pace of the game. So matlab, he plays with some kind of intensity that just transmits to the entire team, man. And absolutely love seeing him play. He's a ball playing center back, and I'm really sorry, Arka. I was sincerely hoping that Tottenham gets relegated so that we can get Molina, Kuti for really cheap. I'm really sorry, but but really wanted him to join Barca. And then if we go to Lisandro Martinez, known as the Butcher. So when he's fit, it's very essential to say this. When he's fit, like Lisandro Martinez is, I would say he's the top 10 center backs in the world, right? Please correct me. I do feel like that. He's like the
You you'll
10
have
top
to you'll have to
top,
add a
top
caveat there. Only ball playing, because he's lost
yeah,
a lot of his overall explosiveness after the
true.
ACL injury, but he can still
Yeah.
break lines with his passes very well.
definitely, man.
He's
And
been pretty good for United this season. I think I saw a stat on Opta that he had the most progressive passes from the deep this season.
Yeah, so after that ACL injury against Sevilla 2 years ago in the Champions League, he's lost a lot of his pace, which allowed him to compensate for his height. But
yeah,
since he's lost that explosive power, he's largely relegated to bringing the ball forward, and that has been very, very impressive.
I
Huge
think
reason
even
for
if we
why
talk
carrying
about,
the
say,
ball works.
if Martinez also does not have that kind of physicality or speed behind him, there's still Otamendi, there's still Molina, there's still Tagliafico to get that aerial advantage for them. So I think having one ball playing defender like Martinez is going to play out in their favor a lot.
sorry, could not catch the
So
last line, Varun. Could you repeat? Sorry. Uh,
Ah, sorry, I'm saying that having having a ball playing defender like Martinez is going to be very beneficial for Argentina because they already have explosiveness and physicality from the other defenders. So I think,
definitely, man.
yeah, I think does Martinez do this in Argentina also, where he becomes a part of the midfield and the
Yeah,
deep
yeah,
line
yeah. Yeah,
uh,
so I have this
aspect?
entire segment on the transition of how the attack looks. So I'll cover that more there. So essentially what happens is the 4-3-3 that they play is very fluid in nature, and essentially it gets converted into this beautiful 3-2-5 also. So when they are building up, they essentially they only have this three players as a center back, two again, and like the five players running up forward. So with the center back, so there we have a center back that is stepping forward, and that center back is this guy, Martinez. So and we have this full
Okay,
back
also,
tucking into
you
the
can't say
midfield.
three at the back before warning Samin. Okay, this is poor lad gets traumatized, right?
I still have PTSD because of that.
Arey yaar. That Amorim time was very traumatic for you, man. I'm
Yep,
really sorry.
yep, very bad.
Seriously, man. I don't know how you guys survived so long without sacking him, man. Matlab,
We
you
did.
were very quick. You were very quick to sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, man, and all these other players, other my coaches. But yeah,
Can we
okay.
talk about
Like
something else,
yeah,
please,
yeah,
Sack?
yeah. I was just about to change the topic. So yeah, yeah. Again, like if I now the last player that we have to talk about on the defense is Nicolas Tagliafico. So yeah, he had a decent stint at Olympic Lyon. Like 32 years old. He's extremely reliable and experienced, and he has provided this exact balance that the system needs on the left side. So unlike Molina, who bombs forward constantly on the right, Tagliafico is very disciplined, positionally solid fullback who like holds holds the entire defensive shape. And with Messi and the attack overloading on the right and the center, right? So Tagliafico's job is to provide this defensive cover on the left side, and he also offers a lot of great passing options. He does not get exploited very easily, and he's essentially a very trusted veteran in the team. So yeah, very happy with this selection as well. And he's essentially in the World Cup also. If you look at him, he was this unsung hero of the back four that we had. So yeah, I'm very happy with this selection as well. And now if we move on to the midfield now, yeah, McAllister is like the most complete midfielder in the squad. So even though did not have a great time at Liverpool this last season, I hope like the lack of confidence from that team does not is not brought out here for this 2026 World Cup. But yeah, but he became like after his breakout in the World Cup 2022, he joined Liverpool. He essentially became the central. He became very central to Liverpool's amazing midfield at that time. He won the Premier League and everything. But yeah, the last season was last season was really bad for him, and he starts because he's simply one of the most balanced central midfielder in world football at the moment, and he's technically outstanding, excellent positioning of the player. He has the capability to control the tempo of the game from the deep, and like this Enzo McAllister partnership engine. It's something that Argentina took advantage in the 2022 World Cup, and it worked out really great for him. So yeah, I sincerely hope that he does well, and like since he's just 26 years old, he has to be in the prime of his shape. He should just forget what happened in the last season and just focus on the World Cup. And I think he can do excellent. He has that caliber and great person. And yeah, and now moving on to Enzo Fernandez, amazing player. Enzo Fernandez was the best young player in the last World Cup in Qatar 2022. He was awarded the best young player award, and yeah, and now at 24 he has become kind of a senior leader to the team. Yeah, and he's the kind of midfielder who can make these amazing driving runs. He has this insane pressing intensity. He's very excellent technically as well, and he has this amazing long passing range. And I think I think yeah, he has a definitive quality that he brings to the game in the tight spaces, and he occupies spaces very beautifully. And yeah, and I think this guy can do like very good in this World Cup. And even if you look at Chelsea, like what like the really bad season that they had just now, so like he still was one of the few bright players to look at from that dull team, right? So yeah, I sincerely hope that he does great in this World Cup. And then moving on towards the Ank, who is playing in the in MLS now. So essentially, like he's the Messi's engine that is running. And I would arguably say, like I would say that he's the heart and the soul of this Argentina midfield, and I will tell you why. So so like in a footballing sense, it's absolutely correct that he is called like the Messi's bodyguard, because like De Paul tracks back tirelessly. He covers for the places where Messi is lacking because of his age or his playing style and everything. And he is someone who covers for the entire midfield. If someone is fucking up, he will get there. He will try to win the ball back. He will immediately give it to Messi in the space or any of the attackers in the space, and he covers enormous ground. He had this very high pressing defending, like, and he also defends deep. He comes up and he does great. And like even though I did not see a lot of MLS matches, please, if you guys did, please let me know how he has been performing and everything. And yeah, and I think like the relationship he has with Messi, right? I think that brings this like another layer of chemistry to the team. His energy, his combativeness is irreplaceable in this system, man. Absolutely love how he carries the ball. He's a pressing leader, like a box to box engine. So at 31, he is at his prime age. I think like he should just give his all that he can and just do great. Yeah. So. Yeah, and then if we let's move on to the attack, like the beautiful attack that Argentina has. I feel like apart from France, this is the best attack that we have in the current football. So if I look at okay, so the infographic is a little messy. I don't want yeah, Gonzalez there. Instead of Gonzalez, in my opinion, it should be Thiago Almada on the left, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Let me just make that change. Almada, yeah, Almada, and then Alvarez is right on the top, and then yeah, the greatest player of all time, Messi. So yeah, now it was a huge debate. Like instead of Alvarez, should Lautaro Martinez also play? Lautaro Martinez had a great stint at Inter. They won this area. They won the Italian Cup as well. So yeah, even though they had the great stint, but like Alvarez is a player that brings like that charm. He is the player who can have special moments in the team and just can do some amazing things. So okay, so let's talk about Alvarez first. And so Alvarez, if you guys remember, like in Qatar, he scored like 4 goals. His pressing intensity was absolutely non-negotiable in the system of Scaloni, and he is the striker I think essentially makes the team function as a unit. And he triggers this high pressing that leads to turnovers. He has this beautiful running channels, and he's endlessly running all the time. Finish, and he has this beautiful clinical finishing that we've all seen at his stint at Atletico Madrid. But like, even though the team was performing really poorly, this guy did amazingly well. Matlab, at that team, he was such a bright spot of the team. He gave in his all in all the matches that he was playing for Atletico Madrid. He was giving it his all. Even the final against Real Sociedad in the Copa de España. Sorry, Copa del Rey. I'm sorry, Copa del Rey. So he's the one who got that one goal back, and then everything went down. But yeah, he has this elite pressing mentality, channel running, and he's has some clinical finishing that we have already seen. And like, we cannot even talk about his movement of the ball. Such an intelligent player, such an intelligent player. He knows how to occupy spaces, which spaces to occupy, and how to get in behind players, and then just grab that ball and score, put it back out the net. And I think what he has better than I would say better than this yeah sorry better than yeah, who am I missing, man? Sorry, Lautaro Martinez. So even though he was Serie A's top scorer, yeah, matlab he would essentially. Like, another thing that I can imagine is that Alvarez can be put on the left, and Lautaro Martinez on the top. We'll have to see how he puts them. And yeah, and just one last thing that I just want to place Lionel Messi one time. So just that, and then we'll move on to the next team. I'm sorry I've taken a lot of time, but yeah, Lionel Messi, ठीक है, 8-time Ballon d'Or, 13 World Cup goals, 200 plus caps for Argentina, the greatest of all time. He starts because Argentina do not have a system. They have a system built around him. The entire tactical structure, the liquid 4-3-3, the roles of Molina and De Paul, the midfield triangle that they have, exists to create space for Messi to receive the ball in dangerous zones, destroy defenses, right? And essentially destroy defenses. He can destroy defenses with a pass that you would not even think about. You would not even dream of that pass, which Lionel Messi can just see in his eye. He can foresee it. And at the age that he is currently at, after an injury scare, he is still the most dangerous player in this entire tournament. I think, even though he's old, we should just think that, yeah, he's doing great, and he is 13 goals away. Sorry, he is at 13 goals, so he also has this chance of breaking Close's record. So yeah, that's it for the team. I sincerely hope this team does really well. We don't even have to discuss the group stages, because the group, if we talk about the teams that they are playing, the teams that they're playing are not all that impressive. So there's Austria there, Algeria, and Jordan. So Jordan is they have this first time appearance in the World Cup ever. Algeria had this round of 16 appearance back in 2014, so that was their best ever. And Austria, I think they're coming back into this tournament after 1998. So yeah, overall they should just simply top this group. And I would 100% agree with the knockout chart that Varun said. I would have made this entire same chart, and I also foresee France and Argentina coming together again
We
in the
also
World Cup.
have Senegal beating England, by the way.
Oh yeah, same. That is
Okay,
something that Varun and I got the same. Yeah. So yeah, man. मतलब the glaze.
okay,
I
okay.
I I know by Piyush. भाई मैं
Moving on.
I can write. Yeah, I can write a poem about Messi. But yeah, I'm never going to stop glazing this guy. But yeah,
I don't think a poem would suffice. Aditya,
yeah, true,
I think a
true.
novella would be more
Shit.
appropriate for the occasion.
Fuck, man.
But
call me an
fuck,
Arsenal
man, we
supporter.
started with
How much
I started with a plain donut. Now it is glazed. It's now time to move on
Fuck,
to
man. Man,
Portugal.
call me an
Samin,
Arsenal supporter, man, for how much I goon after Messi.
I
But
think
yeah, sorry.
from
start at the
from
beginning.
glazing Messi, arguably the greatest player of all time. to now glazing another player who won the best player of the Premier League, Bruno Fernandes. Samin, let the glaze begin.
Okay, let me warm up my jaw and all of it, because what I'm going to do is going to put Aditya to shame.
Wow. Let's go.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start by saying giving you positives and negatives as to why Portugal can win and why they can't win, because I do see flaws in this team, and there are a few of them. So the first and biggest positive they have is Bruno, the
True.
most creative player in Europe this season, the best midfielder in the world as of right now. And to back him up, they have the best midfield in the tournament. You have Bruno, you have Jan Neves, and you have Vitinha. No other country's midfield comes close. And despite these two guys not being out and out defensive midfielders, the fact that they've done so well for PSG states that they can do the same kind of job at the World Cup as well. So this is the most well balanced midfield in the World Cup, with two of these guys doing that all and out, both offensive and defensive kind of role. And then you have the most creative player in the world. Secondly, this is kind of a relatively easy group. All due respect to all the teams there, but Colombia is the only team that should pose a real problem to Portugal. I do not see Congo or Uzbekistan causing any issues. Colombia showed, I mean, I looked at Colombia first and I thought, this is not really like a team. There's one or two guys. And then I looked at the squad. I'm like, okay, there's a lot more names here than I realize. So like, yeah, Colombia has depth. A lot of their guys are past their prime. I think their best player is Luis Diaz as of right now. But Rodriguez James can turn it back when he needs to, and he got his breakout at a World Cup in 2014. So I don't see any reason as to why they can't cause serious problems. All being said and done, if Portugal don't win this group, it is a failure of a World Cup to start. Anything less than top of the table in their group is a failure. Okay, next, they do have something to play for. Like we saw with Argentina last year, they kind of rallied around Messi. Like it became less about them wanting to win the World Cup for themselves and more about wanting to win it for him, because he's the guy who kind of inspired that entire generation of footballers in Argentina to come up. And it is kind of the case with Portugal right now. This is very obviously Ronaldo's last World Cup. If it is not, I will make sure it is. He cannot be playing anything after this. Like, please, you are not that guy anymore. Stop forcing yourself onto this team. And this is his last World Cup. He cannot physically play anymore after this. So it gives them added incentive to kind of be like, this guy we kind of got into this football shit because of him. So let's try and win it for him. Like I said, like the collective Argentina type mentality that they came in with in the last World Cup. Now we move on to their negatives. Their first negative is Ronaldo. His eagerness to be involved in everything kind of ruins the fluidity of their attack. There was in the game yesterday there was this clip where he was in on goal. One pass to the right would have given, I think that was Gian Neves, an open goal to shoot at. But what did Ronaldo do? He faked a shot with his left, brought it onto his right, and by the time his 41-year-old body turned around, there were three defenders between him and the goal. So we already know he's never reaching that World Cup scoring record. He doesn't even have like 9 goals in the tournament. So the sooner he realizes that maybe I need to stop being so selfish and start playing for the team, the better it is for the team overall. Their second issue is their lack of depth on the wings. Rafael Leao is their only semi-competent winger. I am not counting Joao Felix as a competent football player, and Bernardo Silva is too old to use his pace to stretch the field out. So it all
Is he?
naturally
I
falls
mean,
onto. Are
he
you
had a
talking about
decent
Joao?
season with City, man.
Yeah, but
No,
he
no,
he
I'm talking
plays in
about
midfield now. Yeah, so he plays in midfield now. You can't count him as a winger. Put him on the wing is kind of playing him out of position. And he relies more on his manipulation of the ball than speed, which is what Leao's better on. So for Leao to be his best, he needs to know when to stretch the field, when to hold and try to build up the play and like a swooping move, and when he needs to kind of contribute defensively. Because look, granted he has Nuno Mendes behind him, but you can't just leave him out there one on one against the better wingers. He needs to step in and do his thing defensively. And most importantly, he needs to be aware of when I should be trying to go at goal alone and when I should kind of let the team come up with me and try to slow the game down a bit. Because I see Rafael Leao right now a lot, like he's very similar to what Rashford used to be before the last World Cup, which is overly reliant on pace and ball manipulation and not thinking enough about the next phase of play. So if Leao can manage to think before he starts running, I think Portugal have a very serious attack on their hands. But if he doesn't think about what he's going to do, if he starts running first and then asking questions later, their attack is going to break down because you can't expect 41-year-old Homelander to stretch the field and run the ball. Their third and, in my opinion,
I have a question. Don't you
yeah,
think Conceição is a good enough winger?
I do think he is a good enough winger, but he hasn't had enough international experience to a degree. Like, sure, he scored in the last World Cup and everything, but Leao has a lot more big game experience per se. Like, he's played in the Champions League, he's played for AC Milan, which, despite all their hardships, is still a very big name in football as a whole. Conscienza is definitely good enough. He definitely has everything required to be that starting right winger for Portugal, but it does come down to experience in the end. And I think because of Leao's experience, he becomes a more reliable outlet for them. If they ever play against a team with high lines, he becomes that much more of a reliable outlet for them.
I think Trinca also has a decent chance of starting the games. He has been
Yeah.
pretty decent. He had, I think, 11 assists, 6 goals or something. Was
Yeah. So,
probably Sporting's best player in the Champions League. So I
Also,
think the
Neto,
point of I think
yeah.
spreading the field, Trincao and Leao could do that.
Yeah. So left wing
I
for
think for
Portugal is
Portugal,
sorted.
it's
It
all
feels,
about Bruno and Bernardo, man. I think it's just them who are going to carry the
yeah,
entire team, and Vitinha,
because
obviously.
they
The
are
core
the
of these three players, it's four actually.
they are the
Neves,
entire
Vitinha.
creative. Yeah, they are the creative department. And if they cannot get anything going, then Portugal is not moving at all. Their next issue is their defense. Without Pepe available, obviously because he's aged out of being good enough, their defense falls onto Gonzalo Ignacio, who's never played in a World Cup before, and Ruben Diaz, who's coming off an injury. So they have one of the.
Ignacio, hatred I will not take. I took
Oh,
him in Football Manager 2024.
I'm not hating. I'm saying he's never played a
I will
World Cup before.
defend him.
So as I see it, one second, let me get the screen sharing out for the squad building. किधर गया मेरा? Yeah, this is the one I think. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes, now we can.
Okay, stream पे दिख रही है नहीं दिख रही?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay, so the main thing is this should be their starting lineup, I think. The only thing is, again, best left back in the world, Nuno Mendes. Nobody gets in over him. Inacio and Diaz, to an extent, I think this will be the starting lineup, starting centre back rotation. I think this guy can get in. Nunes can do a job. He can't be like that guy. He can't be a reliable starter. But I think late game situations, you can throw him in. And like if one of your centre backs gets into yellow card trouble, you can throw in Nunez and expect him to hold it down long enough. Cancelo is a mystery. He's old. He's not fast enough to play the game like he used to. But his backup is Dallo. And one thing I will say about Dallo, he's been very good this season, but he has a Bozo gene in him. He has a very obvious Bozo moment in him. And if that kicks in the knockouts, then they're essentially screwed. But otherwise, he can do everything Cancelo can do at a much better efficiency. He carries the ball well. He drives into midfield really well. Yeah.
I mean, you really think Cancelo and Dallo start over Nunes?
Which Nunes? Matthias Nunes, City wala.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah, my Cancelo had a great season in Barcelona.
Yeah,
Great,
Cancelo had a
great season.
great
I
season.
think Nunes
Dallo
was
also had a
probably
very
the
good
best
season.
right back in the Premier League this season.
Dallo also had a very, very good season. And depending on what kind of football Martinez wants to play, whether he wants to overload the midfield or not, then Dallo comes into heavy usage. Because most of Dallo's offensive actions last season were from the midfield, where he'd kind of, one second, let me get him in here, where he'd kind of just, let's just count this as Dallo, where he'd kind of overload the midfield and basically give United an extra body in midfield to do whatever they want to do, allowing their wingers to sort of push wider.
I think
So
those
I think,
those bozo moments that you're talking about, I mean, in that regard, Nunes is pretty solid. I haven't seen
yeah, that's what
any
I'm
like
saying.
such
I
moment of
think
weakness.
I think the entirety of Portugal's setup and style of play depends on what Martinez is feeling at any given point in time. Because my fourth point of weakness for Portugal is Roberto Martinez. We gave him Belgium's golden generation: Hazard, Lukaku, De Bruyne, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, and we saw what he did with them. Fuck all.
Mertens, yeah.
Exactly, Mertens. We saw what he did with them, and that was fuck all. Initially, when he took charge of Portugal in like the initial qualifiers, like first 2 3 games, they were rocking, free flowing offensive football, not conceding goals and everything. But then there was a break, and when they came back after that, they looked slow. Because they looked slow, they weren't able to get their game off. And it sort of became the thing where you know what you need for this team to be better, which is get the ball to your best players and keep Ronaldo in the box. But Martinez does not have that control over Ronaldo to say, you stay in the box. I don't want you to come back and try to make something happen, because the creative players we have are good enough to make it happen. Like Ronaldo's played with Bernardo long enough to know that if he wants a ball at a particular point, he'll get it there. Ronaldo's played with Bruno for an entire season. He knows if I say I want it there, I'll get it there. But he's just not relying on those players, which is again brings me back to their biggest this thing, which is if Ronaldo can't see the big picture and keeps trying to force individual stats, Portugal are not getting anywhere. Now, if we talk about the bracket, I mean, it is largely similar to what Varun did say, with one major exception. I did have Portugal going through over Argentina. But that's because I'm trying
Hmm.
to push an agenda here. If we're being realistic, they're not beating them. So yeah, I mean,
By the way the brackets are designed, the groups and
yeah,
all, there are going to be major clashes in quarters and semis.
yeah,
Major,
exactly,
like Spain and Belgium, Argentina,
exactly,
Portugal, France,
yeah.
Spain.
So that's what I'm saying. I do think Portugal have it in them to win the World Cup, but a lot of things need to go right for that to happen, and it does start from the very top, which is their captain.
Mm.
He needs to realize that I am. Listen, he's close to 1,000 career goals right now. He's going to be caught in two minds whether I go for the 1,000 career goals in the World Cup. Do I make that happen? Or do I try and play for the World Cup and then go back to Saudi and start farming league goals? So if if we know Ronaldo well enough over his career, and we do, he's going to force goals here. He's going to want to do it at the biggest stage, reach 1,000 goals, and then say, I did something Messi's never done. Because he's too short sighted to see that winning the World Cup is bigger for him than getting to 1,000 goals. So, again, Portugal's biggest weaknesses are their manager and their captain. If Roberto Martinez has it in him to coach a team properly and not make the same mistakes that he made with Belgium, they can go very far. If Ronaldo has it in him to actually be a team player for maybe once in his life and stop forcing individual shots, stop getting involved in every attack, stop trying to take free kicks, stop trying to do step overs over the ball, when the fullback you're facing is 15 years younger than you, then they can get somewhere. He needs to be a box sitter. Stay in the box. You can still jump well. You can still head well. You can still finish. Do all of that, but do it from inside the box. Forcing himself onto free kicks, forcing himself into the build-up is not going to help Portugal at all. That is their biggest issue. You have to control Ronaldo, and you have to trust Martinez that he will not screw up the golden generation of another country. Oh, and while we're talking about glazing, if Bruno does win this World Cup, you've never seen the level of propaganda I'm going to push. On God, that Ballon d'Or propaganda is going to look disgusting to all of you. I swear it.
Uh,
Fuck, bhai.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
yeah, now that we are done with the favorites, real quick segment. This is a small game that we are going to be playing. We're going to open this to the chat as well and to the other participants in the group. So what we are going to do is we are going to give our top four predictions, basically the teams that are going to show up in the semis. These four teams and an additional dark horse that you might feel will make it to the top four or the semis. So the category for the dark horse is very easy. Just don't be an asshole to get points. Looking at you, Tausif. Um, it has to be a real dark horse, please. Well, for the people that are here in this live stream, I'll get your picks right here on this call. Tausif, what is going to be your top four prediction and dark horse prediction?
So I've not calculated all the possibilities, which groups they will be there. So chat can give me as much galis or revisit this later and say कि ये तो mathematically possible नहीं था. But I'll still go with my top four, which is Spain, France, Portugal, and Brazil. These are
Okay.
my semi-finalists, or my top four teams rather, not the semi-finalists. My dark horse is going to be Japan. Considering the form they're in, they've had many of these like upset matches that they have done in the World Cup previously. But I just think that this is the World Cup for them to go through and have a campaign where they're truly playing some good football. Teams have to come up with specific plans to play against Japan, and yeah, something that I'm really looking forward to.
Okay. Let's move on to Arka. What is your top four and dark horse prediction?
Yeah, while I was presenting, I like my bracket was not ready, so quickly I'll just present what I've made. One second. Okay, so this is my final prediction. So my top four team is Spain, Mexico, Netherlands, and Portugal. I'm sorry, Badun, France is not winning the group.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Was that Mexico?
Yeah, it's Mexico. Yeah,
You put France
Wow.
third.
yeah. France third in the
Okay.
group. France somehow qualifies. Portugal is defeating France in the round of 16, round of 32.
Wow.
Sorry, and France is going out. So my top four
That
is
that
Spain, Mexico, Netherlands, Portugal, and dark horse. Like I was thinking about who will win between Japan and Mexico, but I chose Mexico. But I feel that the dark horse would be Japan. My dark
I,
horse would be Japan.
this is crazy, Arka. This is very controversial. Brazil getting knocked out by
Yeah, yeah,
Japan.
yeah.
I
Yeah, it's
think if you have Mexico coming fourth, they automatically become your dark horse.
Yeah. That was also a question. Like, will is it allowed that my dark horse is in the top four? So, so yeah,
Today Arka has
very
proven
controversial.
something to me. I used to think that all Spurs fans are just contrarians. Now he has solidified my belief.
Yes, it's true.
Really, he has.
yeah, man.
So, okay, let's move on to. Let me predict my top four. My top four is going to be very boring. Spain, then France, Portugal, and so wait, if Portugal is there, Argentina can't be there.
Yeah.
So I'll put in. Wait, let me look at my bracket. Yeah, uh, England. So I'll take Spain, France, Portugal, England, and my dark horse is going to be Senegal.
Come on, Varun, you're contradicting what you just showed on the screen a while back.
Damn it, Varun, that
Come
was
on.
my pick.
Well, I'll flip it. So I'll flip it. My top four is Spain, France, Portugal, Senegal, and I'll take dark horse. I'll take wait.
Senegal
Let me
becomes your
pick
dark
out a
horse by
very
default.
obscure team. No, 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 no. I'll get an additional pick. No, what the hell? Then there's no point in me getting England out of my top four, right? I'll take dark horse. It's really tough looking at them making the bracket, but Norway. If everyone's glazing today, I might as well glaze Ireland. Okay, cool. Let's move on to Aditya. Aditya, what's your top four? Top four.
Man, very, very boring. So it's going to be France, Spain, Argentina, and I'm very confused in that part of the bracket. Matlab, I want yeah, it's very tough. So I can definitely see Brazil losing to Senegal, but at the same time I can also see because man they have Koulibaly and they had Mamadou Sarr
They have Mane.
and oh yeah, there's Sadio Mane and yeah. So I matlab they yeah I sincerely hope they do do good, but yeah, but actually oh yeah, also Nicholas Jackson is also there, and who else
Nicholas Jackson. Sorry.
you had to do it, man. You had to. And yeah, so essentially my top four would be, if I be very realistic, France, Spain, Argentina, and Brazil. And the dark horse that I can imagine getting up is Senegal. Senegal is my dark horse.
Cool. So wait, your top four had France, Spain, Argentina, and
And Brazil. I'd want
Mhm.
Brazil to come up. But yeah, but
And dark horse is
realistically,
Senegal.
yeah, Senegal.
Okay.
Oh, you writing it down so that we can come back after two like a month or so, and yeah, we'll know.
Oh, we are going to assign points, right? We are going to assign
Let's
points.
go. Let's go. Let's go.
Samin, your
Yeah.
prediction.
So
That's all.
my top four is probably going to be Spain, Portugal, England, and France. And I went a different direction for Dark Horse. I didn't go Dark Horse by how far they can go in the tournament. I went Dark Horse by whether they'll exceed their own expectations. And seeing that this team has never made it out of the group stages in every World Cup they've ever performed in, I can see Scotland making it to the round of 32. But they'll lose there. So that's
Just saying, just because the student who writes the exam does not get to change how the question is evaluated, by the way.
okay. Wait.
Official
Okay, wait.
positivity awarded.
Then
You
in
can't
that,
set out like I can say that. Oh, my dark horse prediction is that Egypt will not make it out of the group. You're changing the question, right?
oh my god. Okay. In that case, wait, then I need to change my main prediction to change my this thing. Oh my god. Okay, so wait, we're counting Dark Horse as reaches round of 16 at least.
No, semis, dude, semis.
Semis. None of my semis prediction has a Dark Horse in there. Semis are four teams, aren't they your top four?
Yeah, but then top four. So outside of the top four, one team that you might think will make it to the semis. So
Okay,
that you
so
get an additional pick for the top four essentially.
I do think Belgium has it in them to make it there,
And
despite
that's your dark horse. Okay.
despite most of their golden generation being gone. No Hazard, no Mertens, completely new and revamped team. De Bruyne coming off an injury, and Lukaku not being wanted by any club teams. I think Belgium has it in them to make a kind of scary run that will eventually end in sadness. But some teams will look at them and go, "Oh shit, they almost had us."
So we have Belgium as your dark horse. Okay.
Yes.
That's pretty much it for the stream today. I don't think we have anything else. Just a final question. Really good question asked by Gazal. What do you guys think of the FIFA players this season?
I think FIFA is going away from.
The silence that all of us just had right now is better than that playlist, by the way.
Okay. Unironically, the best song for this World Cup was made by Speed. That's how bad the playlist is this season.
You're actually right. It's
Unironically,
not even bad.
Speed Speed captured everything that a World Cup song is supposed to have.
And the video also is too good.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when you have Speed as the unironic best artist on your roster, it kind of puts a lot of things into perspective.
Also, I'm kind of excited to see the World Cup from the perspective of Speed's vlogs.
Oh, you
Just
know full well he's going to be
right,
streaming all of them live.
and like I'm excited to see that.
Chalo, let's wrap up. Last question we'll take is when are you guys back? Thank you for asking that, Preksha. We'll be back shortly. I think Samin and I have something cooking up. Let's see when we get done with that. But I personally will be trying to make videos before quarters and semis at least. Let's see if I can extend it to round of 16. But we do promise that we'll be streaming more often than we have in the past
Yeah,
five months.
and
Uh,
sincerely, and we'll definitely be doing some kind of a watch along as well. Like if any of you guys are interested, we'll definitely can watch
Yeah,
it on a stream together. That would be really fun. So
and if
yeah,
it is
just let
honestly
me
as
know.
engaging as the comments were today, I will be very happy to do it.
yeah.
And me and Aditya promised to cut back on the glaze.
Man. Fuck man. And Pew. Oh my. Yeah, definitely. I promise that. But okay. ठीक है. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for everyone who joined, everyone who commented. Thank you so much. And yeah, we had a really great time. And yeah, see you guys all in the next stream. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye guys, that's it from Pretentious Sport Review. Tata, bye bye, Khudafiz.